Okay, hello everyone. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I didn't have my headset on right away when I started the stream. I got the headset. If you were watching earlier, we went and bought a plow. We got a front loader. I leased the front loader because when I downloaded the mod it said it was for the 4020. I wasn't 100% sure, so I leased it just to make sure it would fit. It fits, so after it's leased for the day, we'll end up probably buying one. Last time we were playing, we took care of this field over here that we purchased. It was all grass. We mowed it. We used the tedder on it, which I learned from looking over here. Let's pull this back up here. Grass. So this is pretty much what we followed along with in the last video. Purchased the plot of land that was by the farm. We cut the grass. After the grass was cut, we, like I said, we used the tedder, which flips the grass, turns the grass around so it can dry into hay. After that, we used the windrow to sort it into lines. The lines were very bad, but that was my first time using the windrower. So we got those lined up, and then we bought a baler. We baled it into the bale, or into the hay bale, and that's kind of where we left off. So today we are going to do, maybe I already passed it, my apologies. Today we are going to be plowing the field. If you look here in this view, the soil composition there in the top right shows that this field right here that we're going to be working on needs plowing. So we are going to plow. From my understanding, watched a couple videos about there's like, I don't know, there's all sorts of stuff that you can guess do to the field here, like with the mulch, the plow, the cultivator, disc harrows, this stuff, the power harrows, the subsoilers, and the spaders. I watched an in-depth video kind of detailing what all these do. The thing that I came away with is some of the tools would allow you to plow the field at a little bit faster pace, but with that you'll be sacrificing the likelihood of weeds coming back. When I was watching, if you plow, from my understanding this video was a year or two old, so there was an update I guess back then that allowed you to plow, and it prevents weeds from growing in the field. It does bring up some small rocks, so we'll deal with that after we get done plowing. The cultivator does not bring up any rocks. However, from my understanding, it allows weeds to grow through. And then I don't remember if it was the subsoiler or the spader, one of these two. The subsoiler, if I remember right. You can tell by like how they have these. Yeah, I don't think it's a spader. I'm pretty sure it's a subsoiler, but the subsoiler, if I remember right, it like brings up like these really big rocks, and I guess you have to pick them up, and you can't flatten them or roll them down with the roller here. You can't roll them back into the ground. You have to actually pick them up with a rock picker upper thingy. Sorry, I'm still kind of new to the game looking for stuff. I probably already passed it. Yeah, but essentially there's something that will pick up the rocks. Right here, stone picker. So this will bring up the rocks. You have to bring that up with the big rocks. I don't think you do with the medium or small rocks that we're going to be doing with the plow. I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty new. I used to play this on a computer. I played Farm Sim 2015, way back when that came out. I haven't played it since then. So still relatively new to me. I bought a new plow because the plow that I own, this one, was a major pain in the butt to pull because it pulls behind at like an angle, and I just was having a really hard time plowing the field. When I first started playing this is the fun map. It's a mod. I was looking for a small map, small fields, because I wanted to use this old, I guess I don't know if it's old, it looks old, the 4020 tractor, just because it's a smaller tractor, and I think it looks really cool. The older farm equipment looks cool. Hence the reason we have this very basic plow. Nothing too fancy to it, but that's why I downloaded this map. It has a lot of small fields to it. Yeah, but so when I first started, I started doing contracts, because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I bought a field down south of here, and that field is full of sunflowers. I didn't really do scouting, driving around. I just kind of looked at location of the map. It was a little bit smaller, too small. So I ended up doing contracts to start, just to kind of get a feel for the game, bought the equipment. The difficulty, I guess if you want to call it that, or the game that I started was the middle option. If I remember right, because you don't have equipment, 1.5 million to start with, and you have to buy the damage and buy the so I ended up that route, so I have a tractor on it. Before I bought any land, I did some contracts. So like I said, get a feel for the game. So harvesting, plowing, stuff like that. So that's kind of where I got some. Like I said, actually, stop here real quick. I waited for. So this is the first piece of land I bought. Land field number 5 here. It's a little bit different because if you'll notice, the numbers aren't on the field. So like this field right here doesn't have a number. If you press in the left joystick and go to farmland where you can buy land, it gives it a number. You press the right joystick and it shows it's $275,000. It's about $68,635 per hectare. It's 4.02 hectares that you see up in the top left. It kind of shows what the expected yield is and all that stuff. Bought this one because you can see the expected yield is in the green. It's only 102,000. It's only 1.4 hectares, so not too time consuming to take care of. But as I was doing the contracts, like I said, it's sunflowers at this field right here. Field number 9 is sunflowers. And the sunflowers don't harvest until October. And I have the game set up that one day is 1 month, and I have it set to 2x speed so it doesn't go super duper fast, and it allows me to play throughout a day or a month and get a lot of stuff done without having to rush through or make it feel like a drag. But we started in August. I did some contracts. Got tired of waiting for the sunflowers for it to be October. I didn't want to keep doing contracts. I wanted to start doing my own thing. So I bought this piece of land right here, which has corn on it currently. Come back over to the calendar. The corn and the sunflower can both be harvested in October and November. So October, I'm going to be harvesting, or the next day, we're going to be harvesting the corn and the sunflower. But with that, I bought this field right here, field number 4, that we're currently plowing, and it was grass. And what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to plant wheat or canola, um, or barley, one of those top three grains that you see there at the top. Um, More than likely wheat. And we'll plant that today, if time permits, after we're done plowing here. We'll plant that, so then hopefully when we get to the next day, we'll be ready to harvest the corn and sunflowers, get those harvested, and I'm not sure what I will plant in those two fields, but we'll get to there when we get to after we get that harvested and stuff like that. Um, the cornfield is going to kind of suck. It's a little bit bigger. Um, say like I said, it's this one right here. It's a little bit bigger, and it's not selected here. It's almost 2 hectares, which is almost double of this one. So yeah, that's what we're gonna get to. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, we'll figure out what we're gonna do with those fields. If we're not gonna plant wheat or barley, there's not really much that we can plant. Maybe throw some grass down. But what I want to do is not plant something that's going to ruin next spring, so I can actually plant other stuff next spring. So whether it be corn again, or oat, or sunflowers, soybeans, whatever you see there on the left-hand side where it starts in March. I want to be able to plant stuff in those fields there, so we'll see what happens. Today, like I said, we're going to do some plowing here. This one, we can go to the right screen here. Actually doesn't even have that great of a yield for the field. That's why this field is kind of like my practice field, test field, whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, this is like 95% yield here in this area. And then you go up into here, it's like 80-85% yield. So I'm not expecting to make a lot of money or get a lot of yield off of this field anyway. That's why I'm not too concerned with the routes, but we'll see this time around. focus on doing some farming. side of the field. It was more grass that's outside of the fence between the street and the it's just really obviously it's unrealistic. So it's kind of try and most of it just go back just to try and get something to a shop or whatever. I'll take my phone to try and stop the stop signs. It's a little dark for stop signs. If you've never played this game, if you're starting to play this game, try to figure it out with some stop sign. Usually drive the first person on the road. I like to third person. It's easier to see. I just see this. I'm sure there's probably a way to know that good at doing it. See here. Tool sits outside of the wide tires, which sits outside of the front tires. So I was running almost probably something like this maybe. Kind of breaks the realism a little bit. Doesn't matter anyway, because I can put the lines on this corner in third person. to buy a bigger plow because that field is about twice the size of this field. If I use this plow, it's going to take twice as long. This plow field. So probably look at buying a little bit bigger of a plow. I'll start plowing this field. It looks like let's look real quick at the rules actually, or the rules, the handbook. I don't know if it mentions it here. Yeah, so at the bottom there it says using a plow will prevent weeds from growing and it'll increase the yield for the next harvest. Stones will turn up on the fields. So from my understanding, it's much tillers you don't have to plow the field up. Just cultivate it. Well, like that little description was said. I think the video watch said it'll take like a 15% hit, which that's quite a bit. So we don't want that to happen. And I don't care if I cultivate or if I have to plow versus cultivate. Yeah, you have to go a little bit slower because you're plowing so you can drive a little bit slower. That's what played this game long enough to know if I would notice a difference from 8 miles an hour when we're plowing. Cultivators say 10 miles an hour or something like that. It's 50% faster. So maybe it's not a speed difference, but this year for good time, chill gaming, not too stressful. Previous stream. This game is hard, stuff like that. And then you look at the left-hand corner on by default, you can turn it on because I'm still not used to it. I press left bumper, stuff, I'm still trying to do that stuff. Right bumper, you get more options, and then you can options too. So I still have that. So the game's not, it's pretty simple if you just read through the stuff. Honestly, it's more so a test of, are you patient? Patient enough to do it. Some people think this is way too easy to do what I've been doing here in plowing the fields and stuff. It's pretty relaxing, pretty chill to do. That's not really honestly the hardest part of it. I'm used to a first-person shooter game. It's definitely not a game for everybody. It's not so much natural mechanics. Just cut this off. This little section is starting. Turn around, and we lift it, that doesn't seem efficient. It's kind of why I do the circles. Harvesting. seed the first time. Figured out how to do that, so we got 5 stacks stacked right back there. We got the Case IH harvester tucked in there. Here we got our automatic baler, and looks like we got a little friend in the line there. There's the automatic baler. So we'll put that attach that there. That there. We've got the old plow right here. There's the one I was telling you about. That plow's at the Here's the other tractor that we have. John Deere 4955. It's a little bit. She needs washed. But, so we got the grain trailer there. Harvesting. And then over there we have more of the mowing type equipment. Our lawnmowers over there, the windrowers over there, the tedders over there, and then straight ahead is the baler. So it's kind of keep everything on the farm. Chickens, they came with the farm, but you don't actually get them. So you look here, I have no animals. There's chickens there. On the back side of that building are pigs. And this big building to my right here is where the cows are at here. See them in that window there. Those are all the cows are again. They're there, but own them, I guess. I'm not really sure. I'll show you here. You can walk next to them, but like I don't have any actions. Like when I played Farming Simulator 2015, there were no animals, so animal stuff's not game cleanup. So let's find us a cedar. Now what we have to look for, because I didn't when I started playing, you have to look at the tractor horsepower. So we've got 101 horsepower. So what we need to do, this thing needs repaired. We got 22% on that. We need to find a cedar that falls under the 101 horsepower, which we may not find. This one, for some reason, apparently has no restrictions to it. I think that probably like attaches to like the back of a truck or something. It kind of looks like something you'd use for salt. Oh yeah, see, that's actually a fertilizer, not a cedar. You can see the icons there. Yeah. So we're looking. Yeah. See, that's why I downloaded these mods. All these you have to get out the big tractor to use. So I wanted to do some small stuff here, so that's why I downloaded these cedars here. This little guy only takes 60 HP, 85 horsepower, 85 horsepower, 60 horsepower. Now the thing is, I gotta figure out what they do, because it's not very descriptive other than I guess it's a cedar. It shows at the bottom there what it supports, so we can do wheat, oats, barley, Looks like canola, soybeans, sorghum, and I don't know what those last two icons are. I apologize. Same thing here. This is the no-till drill. So I assume you don't. This allows you to like seed and till at the same time. Would be my guess. And it looks like you can get a fertilizer tank on it too. So if you want to use this as a fertilizer and a seeder, this is the same thing we were just looking at, except 2. So you could seed in the first one, and then fertilize in the back one, maybe. And then I'm not sure what this one is. Give me one sec. Okay. So we were looking at this one. I think this is also just a basic seeder, if I had to guess. We're gonna go with this one because, well, so we don't. That's only 85. That's $41,000 though. Also holds twice the amount here. So it also covers the fertilizing, which I don't know if you can. I'm assuming you can put fertilizer in all of these ones because it shows the fertilizer icon. We're gonna go with this one. It's only 6K. We're gonna get the standard wheels. I don't know what the duo ribbed is supposed to do, but it's holds 16,000, I guess, or 1,600 liters. I don't know if that'll be enough. We'll buy that. And then what we need to do is come over here. We will buy a pallet of seeds here for $1,000. That gives us 10,000 seeds, or 10,000. Oh, it gives us 1050 liters. We're gonna have to buy a couple. I need to get better at reading too. Yeah, so you see that icon down at the bottom? That's a fertilizer icon. That makes sense. Liquid fertilizer, herbicide. Okay. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna buy some seeds. Bought 2,000. We'll buy 3,000. And let's see here. That's all for hay bales. A bucket and a bale spear. Alright, what we need is a pallet fork. I hope that works with what we have. Pallet fork. Isn't that what we were just looking at? Oh yeah, we were in that thing. Pallet fork. Bale forks. This pallet fork's cheaper. I don't know if it's gonna work though, is the problem. Alright, so I'll tell you what, we're gonna do this then. We're gonna leave it as an auto loader. Not sure what that means. We're gonna leave it as an auto loader. I'm not seeing where the John Deere logo is even at. Apparently you get the new logo or the old logo. We'll rock the old logo, why not? Yeah, we want the rack. Yeah, we gotta have the color. Whoops, don't do that. We want the warning sign. I like the classic wood look. It gives it a real trailer vibe. Oh, it's too much though. Alright, we're gonna buy that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this. I wish it would say if it would work with my trailer is the problem, or my tractor. It doesn't say if it will. Text the Hulk. See, and that's specific for a skid loader, so I don't think I want that. Alright, this is why you lease it. That way if it don't fit, you're not out a lot of money. So what I'm gonna do, I'll buy 2 more pallets of that. What's the difference between the fertilizer? We don't want the liquid fertilizer because we don't have a sprayer. That's what that is, I guess. Let's see, and where's our seeder at now? That's where we gotta pay attention to what we bought. The seeder we bought is this guy. It needs bag. Oops. We need the bagged. So the little icon down there at the bottom, you can see how it changes. Like this is a tree. This is bagged fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, liquid fertilizer. Well, not fertilizer, this is herbicide, but you get the point. And then you see here, these are seeds. So our trailer, or our seeder, will accept some solid fertilizers. This only comes with 750 liters though. Dang, this might get expensive. I think I bought 6. Let's go. The good news is we don't have that much stuff. We gotta buy a harvester, a combine, so we can four, 5, 6 fertilizer because it's fertilizer of less. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of that, of the seed. What I'm gonna do while we're here though is I want to customize this. Those wheels are fine. We have the drum there, we got that. What I want to do is, Jesus. What's the difference between narrow tires and... I don't know what the difference between those are. Maybe tread? I don't know. We're gonna throw some narrows on it though, because we need to. Okay. That baby needs some repair eventually, but So, what we can do is fill the seed up when you're next to it, when you're next to the pallet. But I bought the thing here, the trailer, to lug off its back, because I don't want to have to drive all the way over to the shop every single time to fill cedar. So you can see here, almost a pallet fits. We got just a couple bags left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this up. Scoop this out here. And I think you hit LD. So cover the seeds, close the cover, close it, and then you can select the seed if you want. Unattach that. Make sure you have no traffic coming. See if this front loader attachment works. Now you know why I lost it. I don't know what I'm doing. And that clearly doesn't work. This has to attach, right? There ain't no way we have to do like this nonsense. There's gotta be an attachment. Alright, I don't think we have the right attachment. I think that's the problem. So, that's why I leased it. And it's also why I leased the thing that I have. Oh, that's unfortunate. Now our plans are failing. So the question is now, what? Wheel loader. What does wheel loader mean? Okay, we've got the front loader. For our tractor, buy a front loader vehicle and the vehicle can, okay, we don't need to do that. Using front loader with a tractor, configure tractor. That's what we have, right? So I wonder if we'd need one of these. Let's find out. Let's lease this one too then, I guess. Let's see what this one is. Just like that. That's what we want to do. So now we're just going to get all the other pallets. Palette. We'll see how it fits, but he might get like that. Right now, focus is the big stuff. Unfortunately, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. I haven't used the semis in this game yet. I'm still pretty new to this, so that's why we are doing it with the tractor and the forklift adapter. I'm not sure. I guarantee to you, this trailer would not work with the semi just from a logistics standpoint. The trailer that I have is specifically for a tractor. So you might want to look to make sure that you're using the actual semi trailer and not a tractor trailer, because I know some of the trailers are only meant for a tractor or like a pickup truck. Hold on one sec, let me pull up the menu for you. You would probably want so if you're using like a truck like this, like you're talking like one of these semis here, if you're using one of these semis, you're probably gonna need the like you're gonna need like something probably like these low, I mean not the low loader, but something like that, or you might even need like a dolly. I'm not 100% sure, but you definitely don't want like a farm trailer. If anything, you'd want let's see where the bale loader's at. Yeah, like this. You probably wouldn't even be able to use this. A dual grain trailer. Hold on one sec. Let me see if I can find that. Nope, not a manure spreader. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing here. Like this one right here, the very top. That one I would think would work with a semi. What truck are you using though? I can't really look underneath the bottom of it. Cause you'd probably need I would think something like this would work. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't got that far into the game yet. I'm just messing with the tractor stuff at the moment, unfortunately, but to me it would make sense that would work. I don't know if you would need like this, like the dolly, if your truck doesn't have this part on it, because your truck would need this piece right here. So like if you had a really powerful tractor, you could hook your really powerful tractor up to this dolly, and then you should be able to tow those things, I would think. It makes sense to me, but yeah, sorry I couldn't do that. This guy up, we're probably gonna have to come back for the fertilizer, because I'm not ready to stack these up too high. Not without like a wall or something. I don't even think this little tractor's gonna work for it, so it's probably gonna stay on for a while. But you live in there, right? If I would stack these better, I'd probably be able to fit one. Actually, I'd probably be able to fill a whole lot of 2 stack this one. Let's make this a little bit cleaner. seeding the field tonight. This is taking a little bit longer than I thought. I'm gonna get some photos on it. So we're gonna finish loading up this trailer a little bit, maybe get it back to the farm. Finish up the seeding, get that all taken care of. Hopefully get into October. We'll see how ambitious I am. I'll take up that contract too. We'll see what time it is. We're gonna get this trailer loaded up, and then we're probably gonna call it a night for videos. So, what is this? Bouncing all over the place. That looks good. I should have been paying attention sooner. Look at this. Spike this thing. Yeah. We don't need that. Yeah, tight there. Hoping if we push it more to the middle, there'll be less chance of it falling off, because that would suck all this crap falling off the trailer. We're going to drive really slow. Oh shoot, I just destroyed that part. Rather go slow with this bad boy. This is going to be tucking it tight. I should have pushed that thing there. Three left, not terrible. I think, yeah, tighten this up. We're gonna tighten that up. You know what? I should have stacked them all the way. I just stacked that one. I think I might have been able to fit them. Maybe not. Oh, knock that off the back, so that will be load up. Yeah, I'm playing on Xbox. I normally play on PC, but this game's on Game Pass, so that's why I'm playing on Xbox at the moment. Or it's on Game Pass, I mean, so that's why I'm playing on Xbox. It's good to hear that you got it working, though. We got that on there. And this last pallet. It's really got a little ambitious with the pallets, so whoops. With us. Let's try like this. Alright, let's see this little tractor. This thing since we're figure out how to get this other pallet on there. Oh, it's throwing another thing of fertilizer. Driving back. This is gorgeous. This is some tight spaces. So forks messing up. Ooh, baby. at that. We can pull the trailer. Corner. Hey, what I don't see that? No, we're not. Row is turning left and that's where just definitely scared to go full speed. That would be a good spot right there, that little awning right here. Maybe we'll put some. For today, get as close as we can to here. Where's it there? She looks good. I think we did some good work today. Got the old 40-20 there. I think it was pretty good. So that's going to be the stream for today. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Don't know when I'll be on next. I don't really have a set schedule. I kind of just hop on when I have some free time. So Yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch. I'll upload this to YouTube, and you guys can catch it over there as well. For anyone that wasn't able to watch and wanted to watch. So thanks for taking the time to watch, and have a great day.